Welcome to the Three Seeds Natives podcast, where we believe it takes 3 seeds to germinate great ideas.
Seeds 1 and 2 are Stephanie.
Hello, and Elizabeth.
Yo.
And seed 3 is a guest or even a plant with a story.
Let's dive into the curious and fascinating world of native plants. Hi, everyone. We're coming to you not live from the Greater Ravenswood Chamber of Commerce here in Ravenswood. Right now, and we feel live. Yeah. We are a half block away from Koval Distillery. So cheers to you all in this new year.
Chin chin.
And today we're with a guest who, let me just put it to you this way. I met him late last year coming out of my metal studio here in Ravenswood. I eyeballed this good-looking, vintage, fuel-efficient truck. Then I saw this guy. Then we talked, and then I showed him my fuel-efficient pickup truck. Then just like a couple weeks ago, I see the same guy over at a giant leaf pile and struck up a conversation. He's here with us today. You might know him as the one and only PeePee rock guy. May I introduce you to Andrew Smerczak? We'll get into that later.
Elizabeth and Stephanie, nice to meet you.
Is that how you remember meeting me?
Exactly. And I thought, my gosh, Chevy. Okay. You know, I'm more of a Ford guy, but it's a super cool truck you got.
Mm-hmm. It is a really cool truck, and you have modified it in many ways.
Okay, it's cool. But it's actually not as cool as Andy's.
I've actually seen that truck parked along Ravenswood for a long time, and so to meet you and be like, connect, I was like, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, we're sensible people.
Yeah, super sensible. Like, we get work done, and we've got a compact truck. Like, we don't need some massive...
No, and you know how many people are asking you now, like, can I borrow that?
Yes. And I'm like...
But dear listener, this is not a podcast about trucks.
Oh yeah, it's not.
But why is he sitting across from us right now, Elizabeth? Besides the fact that you're pretty outgoing and friendly. But what happened in that conversation that led to you both connecting?
Talking about that giant leaf pile.
Yeah.
He was emptying out. It's not just a giant leaf pile. It was a pile of bags of leaves that had been left next to what was a giant mulched leaf pile. Mm-hmm. And I selfishly was over there wondering, can I leave some bags here in January that are frozen leaves on this pile? And he explained what that leaf pile was related to.
So, it's that pile of leaves is on the corner of Sunnyside and Ravenswood. Mm-hmm. And it represents neighbors from the area donating their leaf bags. So rather it ending up in the landfill or even the city's so-called compost pile, we encourage neighbors to donate those leaves. And then we've got a partner and we grind them up and the leaves compost and turn into mulch. So it's an event I created about 5 years ago, and now we regularly get about 450 bags donated. And
that's fantastic.
Turns into about 33 cubic yards of leaf mulch. And then the kicker is that all of our gardeners grab it and then put it in their native gardens. Mm-hmm. So it's a sustainable, resource. Mm-hmm. And it also kind of keeps in a small way, some leaves out of the street clogging up the gutters. So it's like a win-win-win.
Right.
Yeah.
We've all been there when the street is flooding because there are leaves in the gutters or other things.
Yeah. So it keeps getting pushed back a little bit later each year with climate change and the leaves falling later. Mm. So we had a lot more bags donated at the end of it. Mm-hmm. And actually when Elizabeth came over, I was like, there's no more leaves donated.
Sorry, but the end of January is pushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not just a leaf guy.
No.
Can you tell us, are you with an organization? Mm-hmm. What's the story?
Yeah, the Ravenswood Neighbors Association. actually just stepped off the board, but I was on the board for about 10 years and was chair of the greening committee. So leading all of our native gardening and sustainability efforts across the neighborhood. So still very much stay involved with it.
And how did you get started with that?
It was at the point, like, my girlfriend and I decided we were going to move in together. And she was already living up in Ravenswood. I was living in Rogers Park at the time, and I was like, ugh, if I'm going to move this far south, I have to find something to do, you know? Like, and at the time, they had the precursor DNA Info.
Oh, yeah.
Had an article about
DNA Info.
Right? Yeah. They had an article about this neighborhood organization that was putting on a community garage sale. And it was one day everyone was doing it and they were organized. So I said, I'm going to get involved with this group. It's right there. And at the first meeting, there was a guy named John Dillon, and he had talked about building native gardens in the parkways and street corners. And so I was like, no, that's intriguing. What's a native plant?
What's a native plant?
This was back in 2016.
Okay.
So, and then learned some people who helped, and then we started up the program.
So you got involved in the organization, but you
Yeah.
could have just left a few months later to say, oh, that's not my thing. So
Yeah.
why did it become your thing?
I've always been someone that loves bringing people together. The idea of like being audacious and building a native garden in the middle of the street and kind of leaving it up to chance what's going to happen to it, you know? But at the same time, teaching people how to do it was kind of exciting. So very first garden was at Byron's Hot Dogs on Lawrence and
Really?
Really? Wow, that is not a place that I associate with a garden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I thought if a
Where is
Chicago hot dog,
Western?
Lawrence and
Lawrence.
Paulina.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lawrence Paulina.
Like if a Chicago hot dog joint has a native garden,
That's great.
people will be like, what the hell? You
But
know?
I also feel like in Chicago, it's like that means like native gardens are legit.
Exactly. And Mike Payne, the owner, he was like, you mean these plants are indigenous to Illinois? He's like, our food is like from here. So at the time they had just built out like this bump out, you know, to the street. Myself and John and talked to a neighbor to say, hey, who owns this hot dog joint? We learned it was Mike. And we said, Mike,
Okay.
we'll take a little bit of your lawn mowing off you and we'll just create a garden here. Would you be up for that?
So cool.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, that's very renegade. I like that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so little do we know, like those bump outs, like CDOT puts the crappiest soil in there. I mean, it was like clay, solid, terrible.
Oh.
And I was like, we'll just have to, I didn't know anything about native gardens, but John knew a little bit about plants, and he's like, we can connect with this guy named Pete Leckie. Do you guys know Pete Leckie?
No.
So he's Waters Elementary, the big native garden there. He ran that whole program.
Okay, I know that.
So he donated some plants to us, and so we planted it and just learned as we were going. And
so
then,
fun.
Yeah, and then I think.
Did you eat any hot dogs in the process?
Well, I had some ulterior motives. I get. We eat a lot of hot dogs together. So.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
It's
guilty
okay.
pleasure.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe later that summer, we advertised that we could help. Like as a neighbors association, we'll help you get a garden started. And we made it all free. Because at that point we had a crop of like plants we could get donated. We didn't know really much what they were, but we can put them in the garden and it'll be better.
It'll be better than what's there.
Exactly. So the very first one was on Sunnyside and Wolcott. And the city was finishing up construction there.
Oh.
And there was still literally a porta potty on that corner.
You beautified the porta potty.
And so Laura is the very first gardener. And so she's like, yes, I want to do it. and that garden still stands today. And that garden is also where the PeePee Rock is.
Okay,
So-
let's talk about the PeePee Rock real
Sure.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
I mean, some of the listeners, and maybe they're listening to this podcast because they looked at the PeePee Rock video on Instagram that got how many views?
Yeah.
3.7 million.
3.7 million.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
break
we
that down for us.
fast forward to 2023, and we have many native gardens. We have the Mulch Madness going, and we also do every summer a garden crawl. But it's not like your typical garden crawl. Like, we do educational tours and walk you through. Like, we've got a partner in arborist who does a tree canopy. Chicago Bird Alliance does Learn How to Bird, and then this guy leads the tour of the native gardens. And so we started off, and I had heard a couple years back that if you put a rock on the corner of your garden, a decent sized one, that a dog will inevitably go there to pee. And then the scent of the pee will attract other dogs to pee. So
Yeah, it's a diversion.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we started using it, and a big hallmark of our program is that these gardens are not only pretty but practical. Like, they have to live in the city. They have to, be enjoyable but not crazy. And one of the hacks was this PeePee Rock. And so our social media person was recording, and I was explaining the PeePee Rock, and I wanted to make it relatable, and I tried to think of dog names, and I couldn't think of dog names. So I said, Larry pees on this rock, and then Bob walks by, and Bob pees on the rock, and
That is very funny.
keeps dogs out. Well, that night Nara posted the video, and she's like, Andy, this video's already gotten 1,000 likes, like within the first night. And then the comments were a lot of people thought that people were peeing on the rock.
Because
So I used people names.
I did read some of the comments in my, preparation for this interview.
Yeah.
What were some of the highlights of the comments? Because for some reason I just kept playing it over and
I
over.
know what mine are. But
I actually
go for
wrote
it.
down one of my favorite comments. Someone said, "Oh yeah, that's called signing the guest book."
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Pee mail.
Yeah.
That's how dogs use pee mail.
Right.
Yeah.
But what are your top?
Well, just like social media today, I mean, one guy rips in and goes, I bet that guy licks that rock every day.
Wow.
Well, I really took it somewhere.
Yeah, and
Do you feel like when things go viral, you just get like a hater in the mix?
I think so.
Oh, there were some haters. There were some people who were really offended by the idea
some
of
people
dogs
thought
peeing anywhere. Pretty
anywhere,
much. Yeah.
anywhere, and then
They should only pee in their own yard.
right.
Good
and,
luck.
And then some people are like, well, some of those native gardens are disgusting. I'm glad dogs are peeing on it. So
Oh no.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we just decided,
slice
like,
of
just
life.
let them the comments
Right?
run.
Yeah,
you
you're not
know?
going to comment on the comments.
No.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. I mean, so I go viral over dog piss.
Right.
That's great.
That's your
That's
legacy.
it.
Yeah. But it is a very practical thing to do for your garden. If you have any dogs walking by, putting up some bigger rocks and it will keep a lot of them out.
Yeah.
Somebody can correct me on this, but what I feel like I learned from a master gardener course 20 years ago was that urine is not a problem unless the dog is in heat, and then the hormones in the urine can then damage plants. I heard that urine's actually not a major problem. I'm just going to say that out loud.
For
not weighing in on
us
this.
on these street corners, because they're small and I don't know the science behind it, but the dogs can smell it, and so it's like this one poor plant just gets pissed all over,
Right.
and that'll kill it.
Yeah.
That'll kill
Just
it.
That's
the
a lot
pure
of
amount
acid.
of it, I guess,
Correct.
maybe. Okay, that makes
Correct.
sense.
Unless
And it
it's a
also...
plant that likes acidic soil.
Yeah, good
Right?
question.
Potentially.
Oh, I've got to
We don't
research
know.
that.
Yeah.
So when you plant these plants, it inevitably brings bugs who pee and poop, which have birds which pee and poop.
Right.
And so I've never done the analysis on it, but I know that the gardens are strengthened, by that. So hopefully you don't have humans who pee and poop.
We hope not.
But it's Chicago.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
You had goals of scale with the greening initiative. So where are you guys now? Also, I looked at your membership dues or, what a reasonable ask. I think the highest thing is $10 a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We set
Think
up.
about what people pay their landscapers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we charge
I'm
gardeners.
not saying you guys are landscapers, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
I make that very clear. We are not. Nor are we signing like a contract or anything like that.
Right.
No guarantees. But up $3, $5, or $10 a month to become a supporter. And so if you want to grow a garden, you agree to become a supporter, and then you pay $100 for an initiation fee. And then for me, that is skin in the game. That keeps people invested, and then every single gardener has to create a plan to scale. Like they have to know how many square feet are in their garden, and then they have to say, this is where I want this plant, and then have to give to me a count of what that's going to be. So I don't ask them to become master gardeners, but you have to know your space. And
you need to know that because you want to keep track of how many square feet of garden of land are being turned into.
Yeah. So like right now, we roughly have about 18,750 square feet of gardens.
Wow, that's
about 40
fantastic.
gardens that have been planted.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So I think we are the largest neighbor-led native gardening program in Chicago.
Yeah, I know you have some data. Keep sharing with us.
Yeah. So we're at 40 gardens. The standard Chicago lot of 25 feet by something like 150 or 125. We're up to, if you add them all together, it's now three lots. And that would be about 0.43 acres.
Wow.
But
You're
I think
not even counting the vertical.
No. And about 8,000 plants, I estimated, we've planted.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
But for me, like not having it in a concentrated area seems like a good thing because we are trying to create a network, right, of native gardens for all the species to be able to travel through this land and country.
Exactly. I mean, I think about it as we're not recreating prairie or a natural scene. Yes, it's more natural than it was before, but it's more of a way station for pollinating insects and birds. So to have enough that you want to party here for a little while, that would be good. So
why do you think it's so successful?
What do you think's happening?
Me.
Yeah.
No, we've had a dedicated leader for a long time, and so people have gotten to know the Ravenswood Neighbors Association. That's been key. I think we've adding the accountability aspect of it.
Yes.
Because I've seen some neighborhood groups like, oh, we're going to adopt this space, and it's great in year one, and then it's a little bit less in year two, and then someone says that's not mine, and then
it didn't go the way they wanted, and they're out.
But if you've created a garden that you walk out and you see every single day, you're way more apt to take care of it. And if you've paid money for it and you've laid out a plan, it just, the more time you get invested in it. And then I know your millions of listeners can't see this, but
take a picture.
Yeah, we put
take a picture of that. It says Native Garden Initiative. It's on a garden post that you can put in your garden, in the ground, and it says beneficial to pollinators, reduce spread of invasive species, flood control, beautification created by neighbors since 2017. It's got a, what are those
QR
codes?
code.
QR code you can scan.
Yeah.
And where does that take you to?
So that takes you to how to start your garden.
Oh, great.
So people have now seen these for, I don't know, 7-8 years that we've had them. and they keep seeing them and they keep clicking on it. So
if they want to start a garden,
Yeah.
they contact you.
Yeah.
What's the process look like?
Yep. So this year we're going to change it up. We're going to build like a mentor-mentee program
Okay.
Wow.
And how come?
because I can't do it all by myself anymore.
Oh, you were consulting with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a small greening committee, woman by the name of Colleen McVeigh and Heather Forster. Colleen she's the environmental education teacher at DePaul College Prep.
It's very familiar.
So yeah, she's a force. I would be the one, like come June, July, August, you'd sign up for a Saturday and then we build the garden together. And so this year we're going to take probably 4 or 5 of our most experienced gardeners, teach them what the process looks like, and then a new gardener gets paired up. We're still going to run the quality control of look at your plan. You know, have you accounted for these 2 big fucking trees in your you might need some shade plants now. So keeping that quality control, but then come day of, the new gardeners will select when they want to grow or plant, and then the mentor will help.
Okay.
So it frees me up, but then 2, it expands the knowledge and experience.
Yeah. And then also, just so I'm clear,
Yeah.
you recommend native plants, or it's like part of the deal? Like if you're doing this, it's native plants.
At times I've said it's 90% native, 80% da-da-da. I mean, when people become a member and then agree to build a garden, we grow the vast majority of these plants. What we don't grow, we get from Pizzo Nursery, and they're all native.
Okay.
So, you know, if someone has a hosta that they love or whatever, you know, keep it, put it in. Like, we're not native
You're not
plant
the
police.
native plant police.
No.
Yeah.
But I know that over time,
They're
they'll love
gonna
them
get rid
so
of
much.
the hosta.
Yeah, they're going
Right?
to get rid of
They're
it.
going to give it away.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
You
I
think
know,
so?
I almost know so.
Wait.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me
agree
more.
with you 100%.
I'm not convinced. Tell me more.
That's space, right?
Yeah.
Once you realize the value,
Yeah,
then you're like, oh,
Yep.
this plant is taking up space that I could plant other things in.
correct.
What happens for them where they
The
see the
people?
value? Is it that they're seeing the insects come, the vitality around the native plants?
I think it's
or,
all that.
Okay. Or is it just like you don't have to water as much? Or
I think it's education because
Yeah.
it happened to me. We had so many hostas.
Yeah,
And people love hostas because they don't have to do anything.
right.
But once you start doing things and you reap the benefits and you start to see
Yeah,
the potential,
right.
the hostas get in the way.
Yes, I think it is that. And the other thing, you realize like, oh, I'm doing a little part here, and I want to do a little bit more. And then honestly, the other thing, like, people want to hear praise from other people, and all it takes is one day working out in your garden for someone to come by and say, "What is that going on there? It looks so cool," and then they're
Yeah.
hooked. They're
Right.
hooked.
That's so true. Is that the whole gardening movement, native gardening movement, is just about praise? I know
Probably
it's
like
not. I'm just
85% praise.
kidding. 85% praise.
positive affirmation.
Exactly.
That's funny.
But it is honestly a big part of it too.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, like, when you build one of these gardens, for better for worse, you're going to make a lot more friends.
It's so
That's
true.
so true.
Yeah.
So what are some of the, like, what do you see as the, like, benefits of those friendships? Like, what do you see happening?
You and I may not be like friends any other way, but we're going to geek out on plants and we're going to trade stories.
Or trade plants.
Or trade plants. And so it becomes like a very specific way to be friends, which is kind of low pressure. So I think everyone needs a little bit of that in some parts of their life. You don't need tons of deep friends.
But also,
Right.
if
You need to know really their middle name,
Exactly.
or, you know, what their kids'
Exactly.
names are. You
Right.
just want to know, like, how long,
Yes.
what was their experience.
Yeah, and are you
growing
gonna give
that,
me some
like,
more
purple
echinacea when this
coneflower?
comes
Yeah,
up?
Exactly. I was
Like, I'm going to butter you up for the right time because I
I'm
see
going to
you
keep
got-
talking to you until you give me
Exactly.
prairie smoke. 'Cause it was good.
Exactly. Yes. That's right.
For me, if I meet somebody who loves plants, I'm like this close to not even caring what your politics are.
Exactly.
You like plants?
Yeah.
I like plants.
Yeah.
Whoa, we're both like human then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
There is a trust that goes with
There is.
that, and I don't know what
I
that's
think
about.
you're a plant
I think these
person?
plants kind of transcend. This is a little bit like metaphysical, but we all come from the same place, and so these plants have been around forever, and you can't explain why you're just drawn to them, but you are.
Yeah.
because we are nature. I think when you
Yeah.
connect with nature
Yeah.
and you feel that and you connect with other people, the connectedness
Yeah.
is deep.
Yeah.
Now you're in your true
Yep.
element.
Yep.
Being connected to nature is your true element.
Yep. It's true.
Very true. Yeah. Where do we go from there, really?
Let's see. Oh, I got some
Smoking a doobie.
I got some statistics to share with you.
Okay, great. We love
And
statistics.
I looked this up. I did most of it like Gemini AI, but then I did a little cross-reference with like
We're going to edit that out. I am so anti-AI for all the water and shit that it sucks up. AI's just like got a
Thanks for
giant
killing our
straw.
planet. But
I know,
anyway.
I know.
Editing that out.
Definitely. So there are about 4,000 miles of streets in Chicago.
Okay.
Love this. Okay.
So if you think about on both sides, you've got two parkways. On average, those are about 7 to 9 feet. Okay?
I'm loving this math.
Assume that maybe between 50 to 70% of it is actual grass that you could do something with. That affords us about 4,000 to 5,500 acres of green space in the city of Chicago.
Okay.
And if we're right now in Ravenswood at 0.43 acres, I mean, you think about the potential, and each neighborhood could have their own type of gardening that suits them. Like, that is the one thing that we all have in the city. And a lot of suburbs have the same thing too. Because I found, like, you'll talk to people, they're like, yeah, I want to do my parkway. And I'll say, well, then, like, let's talk also about your lawn. Woo, not yet. But they'll use the parkway as an experimental space.
Right.
So there's so much potential.
Yeah. What are some of the things that have really surprised you in doing all of this? Because I'm very fascinated by the fact that you joined this organization having not a lot of knowledge about native plants, just looking for, an outlet, a community,
Yeah.
etc. But what are some of the things that have really taken you aback, or
Yeah.
you've surprised yourself?
Yeah. Good question. I'm very surprised at the amount of ideas that people bring to the table that didn't know anything about native gardening. And so, like, case in point, I've heard it for years, like, we should do our own seed collection. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
It's great.
And then we created what we call just a plant swap. So that was ideas that came from people. So
Seed swap or plant swap?
right now, plant.
Okay.
The way people think about laying out a space, it's just everyone's different. And like the creativity people bring to their garden space, that's why I don't say like it's got to be 100% native, because there's someone on Wolcott and he's lived there for like 50 years, maybe longer, his whole life. And like mom lives on the lower floor, and then they raise their 2 kids there. And this guy has a pristine lawn. I mean, you could putt on it. And you heard about the program through his wife, and his wife wanted to do it. And he came and he's like, I just want you to know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But my wife does. So here's the area that we've laid out. And we got started, and I was like, well, you've got to be the one that tills up your own grass. Like, I'm not going to be the one to do it. You've got to feel this out.
Because that can be a moment of grief for somebody and they have to work through it.
Yeah.
It's also really hard work.
It's hard work, it's grief, and it's like
Yeah. It's responsibility.
it's responsibility. And I also knew, like, this is fun. You're actually gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna having a beautiful garden is gonna make your grass look that much better.
Oh, God, that's so true. That cement doesn't actually shine off your grass.
No,
Yeah.
no. So I think that's been the surprising thing is like you have to just hear what people want and then work with it, and then they will develop the garden as their own. And when other people see that unique garden, they're going to want to do their own. And when they see 40 of them, it's just like, I got to get going.
Yeah.
What happened with that gardener?
They're now one of our best volunteers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so they got a little area,
Yeah.
carved it out of their grass,
Yeah.
looked good. Did they do more or what?
They have done
now,
more.
Are they now helping other people and helping them?
In other ways,
Okay.
yes. They had then now planted natives against their house, and they've expanded their garden a tiny bit. So it keeps growing. And then
Yeah.
they've added some in their backyard too.
Why do you think they're volunteering?
It's like pride in your neighborhood. When you see a little corner of your neighborhood beautified, you want to be a part of it. And it doesn't cost any money, not much money so it's like, I want to help other people enjoy this.
Somebody I talked to back in the day, I've been in Ravenswood with the business for a while, since 2011. Back in the day, I used to run across Phil Ponce on Walcott.
That's right.
I'd be like, what's up, Phil?
Chicago Tonight.
Gardening.
Wow.
He was gardening.
Funny enough,
Let's get into
there's
it.
going to be a new garden, I believe, right behind his old space this year. So we're going to make a new garden back there, like a tribute to grasses. And it'll be like 4 to 5 different grasses of varying heights. And
I love this so much.
they will be as if 2 trains were going by. So like tall to short.
But people need to know it's under train tracks.
It literally is under the train tracks. So Phil, long ago, I'm almost certain, he wouldn't tell me, but he hauled in dirt because there's a cement pathway underneath all of it, no
Yeah.
matter what, and it's all grass at that spot. But if you go by in the summertime, when it gets a little dry, that little section dries out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, and it's adjacent to a parking lot
Yes.
that's used for a medical center.
That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you
So-
for answering that mystery for
Thank
me.
you for satisfying the curiosity about that. So have you all done any monitoring of insects or birds, or
Great
just to try to
question.
get a sense of what the impact is?
Great question. So that is the evolution of this program.
Okay.
So Colleen McVeigh, who is instrumental, she's been teaching all the gardeners about like iNaturalist, some of the Chicago Botanic Gardens, like bee and bug tracker, and we call it citizen science. Or well, she calls it citizen science.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna help with that a lot more.
Okay.
You know, it's like I've built enough gardens, and I'll still help, but now I want to go in and help more of the existing gardeners, and that's a huge, massive part of it to start
It
to
will
show.
be so fascinating to
Yes.
see what you all find.
Yes.
Right?
The garden that Colleen has created is on Sunnyside and Damon. It's right by the 12-step home.
Yeah.
And so she ended up doing so much work kind of showing them what it was that the men created their own garden right next to it. So if you think about it too, like this can be therapeutic.
Totally.
You know, our Michael Sewell, who's our president of the Ravenswood Neighbors Association, like he's got a big gardener himself. So like if anyone wants to learn more within our boundaries, you know, and maybe slightly beyond, reach
Yeah.
out, and like Michael will help you, and we'll get you
Okay.
going. So,
And I saw also that you have some
Classes.
sessions coming up,
Yep.
information sessions coming up.
Yep.
There's one that's on February 21st,
Yep.
and people can go to the website. We're going to put that in the deets.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
But we would love to hear your plant reveal.
Sure. Yeah, so for the this is not my favorite plant,
That's okay.
Oh.
but it's one I've come to really appreciate.
Before you reveal what it is,
Yeah.
after your hints and
Sure.
what you or what you want to talk about, can you also please liken it to somebody famous?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I can. I
Great.
can. I can.
Can you really?
I can. I
I'm just
can.
trying to make this go viral.
Yeah,
Working
yeah.
Really hard.
Exactly. So this is a low growing ground cover.
Okay.
Part of its Latin name means like group of three.
Oh, okay.
Try. Is try in the name?
Huh? Dry?
Try.
Try's not in the name. Try again. And this is one of the few native sedums to
Oh, sedums.
the like Midwest and Eastern U.S.
Huh.
And then I can tell you why I really like this plant.
I want to know why.
We grow gardens obviously for sunny areas, for in the middle, and then shady areas.
Mm-hmm.
So this, and a lot of our shade is because of these stupid Norway maple trees. Maybe you know about
Oh,
them.
yeah.
So part of the bane of their existence, at least here, is that they've got these surface roots that are just like a mat. And so how do you get anything to grow? And most of the people are like, I tried to plant grass there, and I'm like, well,
You need a shallow root.
so this plant has a shallow root, and it's native to here. And
This is so exciting to me.
yeah, so it's not a silver bullet, but it can add some green space if you've got Norway maples in your parkway. Okay, it's called Sedum tornadum.
Oh, that's the 3 tornado.
Yeah, tornadum.
Tornadum.
Yeah.
No.
Or maybe ternatum, I don't know, but Ternatum. And it produces these really pretty yellowy flowers April, May, June,
Ooh.
but then it stays evergreen throughout the year.
Really? What? What's the common name?
Stoneland woodcrop
Oh, stoneland woodcrop.
or stone woodcrop or something.
Oh,
or
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
Got it.
yeah,
And it likes shade.
it likes shade and it likes moist to medium dry. So you do have to. You can't just plant it and walk away like some sedums.
Right.
But
Did you just say moist to medium dry?
Or is it medium dry to moist? It depends on which way you flow.
I didn't say that to be funny. That
what
just
about
seems like a
moist to
wide
extra
range.
moist?
mean,
Is that they talk
seriously.
about that?
I think we are going to have to put a trigger warning for people who hate the word moist. You cannot believe how often we're saying moist.
Let's stop. Okay.
Oh, and
No, I'm not sure if I want
to
play
compare it to
Okay.
a famous person, I actually thought about this.
Are you serious?
Yes, I have.
I knew we were kindred spirits.
I think it reminds me of Billy Ocean. Remember Billy
Wow.
Ocean?
Yeah.
Yes, because he's got a song called "When the Going Get Tough, the Tough Get Going."
Oh, and Stonecrop's tough.
It's tough, and then
Yeah.
once it's established, it's so silky smooth, like Billy Ocean's voice.
Is it cheesy?
It's, I don't think
No.
he's cheesy.
Rude.
His lyrics are timeless.
Come on.
Okay, that's really
love
funny.
it.
Oh my gosh.
I wish we could end on a Billy Ocean song.
I mean, oh gosh, I wish we could pay for the license to play that song.
Yeah.
Might have to sing it
something Andy
ourselves.
brought to our attention is, and I'm just going to put this out there in the universe, is maybe just, you kind of talked about the importance of alcohol sponsorship for neighborhood gardening events.
Yeah.
And I also am interested, if anybody knows, of an alcohol sponsorship for this show.
Yeah. Well,
Something in the herbaceous you were talking.
Oh yeah, I was thinking botanical.
yeah.
You know, botanical notes.
Yes,
is what I was
exactly.
thinking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, this might be a good way to say adieu.
Adieu.
Oh, is that right? My bad.
thank you so much for sharing
Sure.
your time and all of these really interesting experiences about how accessible native gardening can be.
Yeah.
I feel like so many other neighborhoods could take lessons from your experiences. The thing I really love about what you shared is like, it's just all these very simple solutions. They're kind of matter of fact,
Yep.
but they're the right solutions because you're able to really grow the participation of your community, and that's what's important. I mean, if you are really trying to accomplish, however many acres of coverage that Ravenswood potentially represents, I feel like you guys are headed in the right direction. So,
And I feel like other
thank you.
associations can really take note. And
Totally.
Hopefully,
Like, thank you for all of your kind of sensible thinking, but also creative thinking about how to keep it going and keep interest and listening to people and listening to what's important to them, what they prioritize, as well as like allowing the room for them to kind of grow their own knowledge in their own way and also express themselves in their own way through their gardens. Like, I feel like something that I learned in the last couple of years is that it's so interesting, like in the same way that people, like, let's say, we have this like dried flower arrangement in front of us. People sketch this differently because they see it differently, and the way their hands, kind of hold the pencil, it changes what winds up on paper. And I feel like that is the same thing with gardens, right?
Absolutely. When you see that even the same plants in the same amount of space, but they're just arranged completely different.
Yeah.
And that's what that person thought would look cool.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's weird. It's like there is a style to every garden.
Yeah.
And everyone just has to discover what their style is or let it happen naturally,
Yeah. And put it in a PeePee rock.
And include a PeePee rock.
not in my garden, POA.
Oh my God.
This got weird.
Thank you again for putting
Thank
up
you
with us.
so much.
Yeah. Really loved it.
Thank you, guys.
Adieu.
Adieu.